When standing in the garden on a late Monday, I stood there not moving, waiting to play. From across the field I see, to my own small luck, an interesting tree now opening up. Out walked a man, tall and thin, with a black and white suit and a big toothy grin. He was a king, but not like you'd think. He began to walk over, our lines of sight linked. He spoke, "It's been a rough time, although no one knows. Your boredom is great. Your obsession still grows. You wish for something new, and yet you stand there and wait. I'd suggest starting before it's too late." I stared at him confused, not knowing what to do. What could a person do when a king spoke to you? Do I run away, or do I take his advice? Though he looked frightening, he seemed very nice. "I thank you for your talk, king, but I don't understand. Why would I want to ever leave this land? And though I am honored that you get to be seen, perhaps we will see again next Halloween." With a hint of understanding and a mess in my eye, we looked at each other once more, saying our goodbyes. It was then when I decided to go back inside. Monday is over. I must say goodbye. When standing in the garden on a late Tuesday evening, I looked around and stared, waiting to be leaving. And though I never moved, nor did I care if I did, I'm glad that I stayed and met the little kid. From the ground before me, with a face looking sour, with pretty yellow petals, was an angry little flower. He wanted to yell, scream, and shout. And that's what he did, letting it all out. He yelled, "What do you think you're doing? You're being too lazy. Do you think you will leave, or will you be crazy? If an idiot like you can easily give up, then what's the hope for us? You're running out of luck." I stared at the flower in big disbelief. He was a prince with a stem and a leaf. What do I say? Do I yell at him back? No, I know better. Strength is what I lack. "Excuse me, young prince, I don't mean to be rude, but why could you help me with that attitude? Although you mean well, and this world's getting old, you could do better if you had a little soul." He stared at me irritated, trying to speak, but that was the last I heard of him all week. Sometimes I wonder if I'll see him again. He could have been fun, and my new best friend. And though there was plenty I wish I could tell, Tuesday is ending, so I bid them farewell. When standing in the garden on a Wednesday afternoon, I felt I could be seeing someone soon. And then, of course, to no one's surprise, he began to walk over when we locked eyes. A man with a mask, either a frog or a cat, picked a spot in the grass and walked down and sat. A familiar voice, but also quite distant, came from the man nearly that instant. He decided, "You have a sad face, you think you're alone, when there's plenty of people throughout your own zone. You try to call out, I know, I bet it. Though, I really think they should give you some credit." I stared down at the man, his expression unseen. I knew I trusted him, I tried not to be mean. "I'm sorry, needed merchant, I don't need your words. It's something twice already that I have heard, and though I appreciate the help and all you address, I do not need you in my progress." The man just stared, not saying a thing. He let out a chuckle, letting it ring. He stood up, came to shake hands. Our transaction was over. That I understand. With his red box, he then disappeared. He left me to think for the rest of my years. Then in the shrubs I looked up at the sky. Wednesday was over. Time to say goodnight. When standing in the garden on a sunny Thursday morning, I was waiting near the gate, ignoring any warning. When will they come visit? When will they come play? What more can I offer? What more can I say? Then through the gate, there came a boy. His expression was big, and it was full of joy. His head was angled, had points and stuff. Red explosion hair, and fun, but not enough. He called out, "Why do you want to hold on? Why do you want to stay? What are you waiting for? Make the most of your day. Nothing lasts forever, that's something I know. And even special moments you have to let go." My eyes turned wet as soon as I was told. I was even being yelled at by an 8-year-old. This boy was a genius, his brother was too. But nothing I did would match what they do. "I'm sorry, my friend, I can't do what you do. These feelings belong to me. Summer belongs to you. I've missed you for years. I'm glad you've come back. Now please, while you still can, can't you share with me a snack?" The boy listened very well and nodded his head. He gets what I did and knows what I've said. As someone I've missed and someone I've cried, for we knew very well that you can't change the time. The boy turned and left, leaving me there. I was both very content and yet very scared. But my feelings don't matter. It's over for Thursday. I guess I will wait for another day. When standing in the garden on a Friday very late, I wish none would come. I wasn't so great. I watched up at the stars, waiting for something. Then, from the clouds, something erupting. A small purple ship zoomed through the sky. It started to crash. I never learned why. It landed beside me, opening its hatch, when out stepped a creature with a spark and a flash. He screamed, "Look what you've done! You've ruined my ship! Don't you know what you're doing, who you're messing with? You will feel my wrath, and you will feel my destruction thirst. Unless whatever's hurting you breaks you down first." I stood there in front of him, wanting to hide. The green man was right. I started to cry. The alien then grinned, seeing what's got to me. But then, just like me, he started to feel guilty. "I'm sorry, great sir. I shouldn't be doing this. It's such an embarrassment and nothing to miss. Please don't leave yet. I'll try to get better. Please just stay before my eyes get wetter." The being then stared, slightly confused. But for a few moments, with the crier, what could he lose? He didn't fix the ship. He didn't go leave. He instead sat down silently and breathed. Why don't you want me to leave so soon?" "I don't want to be alone, not even at my doom." "Then what will you say? You feel. You do." "Don't worry," I said. I feel alien too.